Hello everyone, my name's Jermaine Brewer and I'm back at you with another flow video here. So I thought this was pretty interesting and probably be helpful for a lot of customers. I just had this use case not too long ago where once an opportunity was closed won, it was based on onboarding. So when that opportunity was closed won, they needed their sales rep to be able to follow up with their customers, right? Now, what was happening a lot of times is once they close that opportunity, right, you get the money, you get happy or whatever, and you kind of just move on to the next customer, and you kind of forget that you need to follow up with the customer that you just closed this deal on. So what this flow will allow you to do is it'll allow you to create a task for your users. That way, now it's recorded in Salesforce. They'll get a reminder that, hey, maybe you need to send an email, follow-up email. Maybe you need to do some additional onboarding. Maybe you need to have a kickoff call with that customer, right, to go over certain things. Maybe you need to have an internal handoff. Maybe you need to hand it off to a different department or something like that. So this flow will help you with that. So just to kind of cover what I created here, and I'll show you why I created it versus another way we could have did this. So basically, this one I added some variables, some collection variables, and we have some assignments, and we also have a loop down here, and I'll cover that here in a second. But starting here at the top, so our record triggered flow, that's what I'm starting with, is based on the opportunity object, and it's based on when an opportunity is updated. And the conditions here is when the stage equals close one. So this flow or automation will only trigger when you close one an opportunity, right? You get that deal, everything is good to go. So that's the trigger. Now, the next step we have is our variable here. So I populated a welcome task here as an assignment, and I assigned the variables that I want. And there's a kind of a lot that went on behind the scenes here to create the variables and stuff like that. I really won't cover in this video or go too in depth, but just wanted to give you an idea of how I created this. And so basically what this is saying is I'm going to populate the subject that I want for that task. And this is what your users are going to see, or whoever owns the opportunity. The status, which is not started, right? Because that's how most tasks start, is in not started because you haven't started anything. And the priority, I just left it at normal, but you could make it a high priority or a low priority if it's really not that important. So basically, that's the kind of steps I got here. Then the next element I have here is another assignment that has the collection variable of a task template. So now it's going to be collecting a lot of different tasks in one template, and I could tell, the flow what I want it to do here. So basically, this is my welcome email. So that's the first task that's going to be populated. Then basically the same thing here. So populate the subject. This is the next task. Put the subject in there. It's going to be a kickoff call, right? And then I put the status of not started, priority normal. But again, maybe the first task was a normal priority, but this one is more of a higher priority. So we could set that here. And then the last element I have is just the internal handoff. So we got three tasks that's going to kick off. So anytime opportunity is closed one, we're going to have three tasks that gets associated with the opportunity owner. Or it doesn't necessarily have to be the opportunity owner. If you want to assign it to a specific person, we can do that also. Then we got the loop here. So the loop is going to make sure all of these three tasks gets assigned. And here's your create task record. So the reason I did it like this is because let's say in the future, maybe we want to add additional tasks, right? Maybe three is not enough. Maybe we need to add something else. Well, we can easily just come in here, populate these variables in here, these assignments, and then this flow will automatically create the task and it'll get added to the loop. So the loop is going to take care of that for us once we add the variables up here. Now, I could have made this more simple and just instead of having these assignments, I could have just had several create task records, right? But the thing about that is now the next time I need to create a task, I would have to come in here, manually create a task record, add it to the flow, and then I would have just several, task records just, added here. And really, you don't want that. I mean, for one off, that's okay. If you don't anticipate creating additional task and it's only going to be three all the time, then that would probably be a good way to go. But for scalability and to grow and to be able to just adjust on the fly, this is a better option. So hopefully that you found this video helpful. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I will be creating more flow videos like this and more helpful tutorials. So thank you and have a good day.